Good morning, Highway Exterminator Girl here. It's great to see everyone. And today we're going to talk about cooked meat versus raw meat in your freeze dryer. So what I did this morning to show everyone is my next batch in the freeze dryer. I have cooked chicken chunks. They're a little bit bigger, and that way when they come out to check to make sure that they're dry, I can break them in half when they come out and make sure that they're dry all the way through. And then I've got some chicken soup that was in a seal meal bag and frozen, so that's why that's in chunks. I got some pineapple, and down here on the bottom I've got some raw hamburger, and this is the 92% with the 7% fat, so it's the leanest that I could find. And this is ground beef, not hamburger. There is a difference, and I put this on wax paper, and I will wash the tray. Now, you just want to use common sense that you do in your kitchen. Never put your raw meats above your cooked meats. And I have these trays from, or these liners from Retired at 40. They're the non-stick liners. They're amazing. Check out his YouTube channel, Retired at 40. He does lots of freeze-dried stuff, and he sells those mats. Great thing to have. But however, I don't put any raw meats on those mats. I don't feel comfortable doing that, so I just use wax paper and just a thin layer throughout the tray. And so there's no cross contamination in this, because it is below the cooked meats. It doesn't have anything that's going to explode in here. The pre-cooked chicken, the chicken soup, the pineapple. The pineapple was from my last batch. It didn't quite get done, so putting it back through here now. So really, all I can say about doing raw and cooked meats in the same chamber, if you don't want to do them at the same time, you don't have to. With my time constraints, I need to get what we're planning to take on the truck for our next 6 weeks out done. So I don't have the time to do a batch of just raw meats and a batch of frozen meats all at once. So, or separately. So I do them all at once so that we have the stuff that we need planned for our meals on the truck. And sometimes that calls for doing it all in one batch. Just use common sense. If you wouldn't do it in your kitchen when you're cooking for your family, don't do it in the freeze dryer. Don't put raw and cooked meats on the same tray, and make sure that you handle it properly. Wash your hands before handling the cooked or the raw meat. Now, everything that I do in here is getting cooked again, whether it's going in the crock pot for 6 hours, or whatever. It is all going to be thoroughly cooked again. But yeah, so I do it both at the same time. You can do just a full chamber of raw versus a full chamber of cooked, and not cross. I know some people prefer to do a chamber of just one product at a time, whether that be candies, fruits, vegetables, or meats. Some people don't like, or they're afraid that the onion's going to contaminate the other stuff that they put in there. I haven't found any smells, cross-contaminant, or flavors at all. I don't generally put multiple things on a tray unless I really need to get something in there and I'm out of room. Then I will, because as long as they're not physically touching, they're not gonna transfer any smells or anything like that. So it is safe to do that. I prefer not to. If I'm going to have a tray of raw meat, it's going to be the whole tray of raw meat versus the whole tray of cooked meat. I definitely don't put raw and cooked on the same tray. And the same thing goes for when your food is done or when it says it's done and you go to check it. Don't, touch the raw meat to see that it's thoroughly done and dry and then touch the cooked meat. Uh, Again, that comes common sense. Wash your hands between touching raw or cooked. I think that's it for now. We'll come back when this is done and pull it out and show you guys what the finished product looks like. Thanks for watching. It is about 27 hours later. Sorry, I forgot to start filming. And the meats are done. Over here, I'm not going to touch them. You have the chicken. It's all done. Sorry about that. The pupper wanted to say hi. And then you have the hamburger. I put in these bags. And this is raw, so I'm using gloves because it's freeze-dried, so all the microorganisms are still in there. If you don't, make sure you wash your hands, of course. But because I had it on the tray, it came out like a big brick. And then once you soak it, of course, it'll chunk up just fine. And we're just gonna package it and call it good. I got about a pound in each one of these bags, and I'll fit it down there a little better. And, so we'll put a oxygen absorber in there and go ahead and seal those up. But again, that's doing raw and cooked meat in the freeze dryer at the same time. So thanks for watching.